So I've been working on this YouTube channel for like the past 4 months, right? And yesterday I watched one of the first videos I ever made and I was cringing pretty hard. Like, I look back to the stuff I used to do, like even a couple months ago, or especially last year, the way I used to talk to people, the things I used to believe, my abilities, and I cringe really hard. And I realized that in your life, when you're making progress in any area, you look back to your old self and you cringe really hard. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was like that. How was I so shy? How was I so awkward? How was I so weird? So in like literally 3 months, 1 to 3 months, you can make a ton of progress. Because when you get that feeling of looking back to your old self and cringing, that's the feeling of like, okay, I've improved. So it's actually a good thing. It's a good thing that you look back to your old moments and you cringe and you feel awkward. It means you've improved. So literally in 3 months, this winter, this summer, you can make a ton of improvement. So in this video, I'm going to share with you like how exactly to approach this and a bunch of science-based like tips and hacks to achieve your goals better. So I'll walk you through the exact steps. So first of all, you must set goals, like actual goals that you want to achieve, and make it clear to yourself. Like many people, they're like, oh, goals are useless because it's just daydreaming, bro. Like you're just going, oh, I want to be jacked, I want to be rich. Like kind of, but you need the goals to direct you. Goals are like a lighthouse or a compass. They guide you in the correct direction. Like every company will have goals. Athletes will have goals. You need the goal to guide you, because a goal is not just like the dream endpoint. A goal is also how you break down the daily work required. Like if you want to build 3 kilograms of muscle in the next 3 months, you need to break that down into daily goals. So that end goal helps you break down the daily goals. And not only that, but every time you visualize and you know why you're working day to day, right? Like you might go to the gym, and we all know one gym session is not going to do anything, right? We're not going to build that much muscle with one gym session. But if we know the reason we're going to the gym is for that end result of getting much more jacked, we have that end goal, then it gives us motivation today to do the work required. It's literally just a boost of free motivation, so you may as well do it. So I'll give you some tips on exactly how to make these goals good, what to work on, and how to be motivated to do it. So the first thing, you need to pick your goals. You need to decide who you want to become. Do I want to become jacked? Do I want to become good at French? Anything. And you have to ask yourself, am I willing to do the daily work required to achieve that thing? Because we all know whatever goal we achieve, once we achieve that goal, it's not going to make us happy. Getting jacked is not going to make us happy. Getting rich is not going to make us happy. So what matters is the daily work that we do. Do we genuinely want to do the daily work required? Do we genuinely want to go to the gym and push ourselves really hard? So yeah, ask yourself who you want to become, and are you willing to do the daily work required? Like, I would love to be a piano player. I'd love to be a professional piano player, right? But I don't want to play piano every day. It sounds boring to me. So I don't want to do the daily work required. No matter how much I want to be that endpoint, I'm not willing to do the daily work required. Okay, on this, you might want to become many things. You might have like 10 goals that you want. Okay, write them all down, no problem. But the fewer goals you have for this holiday, for this season, the better. Because when you have a bunch of goals, you're essentially spreading your efforts thin. So ideally, you want like 1 to 3 goals. Me, for these holidays, I've got 3 goals. So the fewer, the better. 1 goal is like the dream. You can like focus full time. You're like an athlete who's like training for the Olympics. You can go in full time and like be obsessed with it and just focus on that all day. But up to 3 goals is okay. But if you have too many goals, you're just not going to achieve anything. Okay, so the third thing I can say, you need to make your goals very, very specific. So you can't just say, oh, I want to get fit, or I want to learn Spanish or something. You need to break up your goal into the daily work required. It needs to be based on a specific action. For example, I want to build 3 kilograms of muscle over the next 3 months through 4 gym sessions a week. So you need to be specific on the daily actions required to actually achieve that goal. Okay, so one tip on this, on like deciding your exact goal. Like, how do you decide your exact endpoint? Well, obviously you need to become real. You need to be realistic. Like, don't say like, oh, I'm gonna make $3 million this month, or I'm gonna become, a bodybuilding champion or something. Be realistic. But your goal, it's a good goal if it induces a little bit of anxiety in you. Like, my goal is to build 3 kilograms over the next 3 months, right, of muscle. That induces a bit of anxiety in me. Like, it's realistic, it's achievable, but I know that I can't miss many days of eating. I can't miss many days of training. I have to train hard. So it's realistic, but it gives me a bit of anxiety. It's a bit scary, the goal. So that's how you know it's a good goal. If the goal is too small, then you're not going to put in enough work required. It's going to be too easy. But if it's too big, you're going to like make excuses to not do it because it's going to be way too out of your zone. You know you're not going to be able to achieve it. So you need to find that sweet point. And it's better if the goal is a bit too hard than too easy. It's better to fall short of the goal than to go beyond it. So when in doubt, set the goal a bit higher than you would otherwise expect. Okay, so I'll give you some bonus tips here. So first of all, you want to make your goal a habit. It's best to do daily work on your goal. Even if it's only like 20 minutes to 45 minutes a day, to make it a habit, you need to turn up daily. Like these YouTube videos, I don't necessarily post one every single day or film every single day, but every day I do something YouTube related. Like I might write a script or I might, come up with some video ideas or something. I'm doing it daily. And once you start with that, you can ramp up the amount of time you spend on it over time. But either way, get in the daily work and do it daily. Better to do 20 minutes a day than like 7 hours once a week. And also what I learned from the book, The War of Art, don't wait for inspiration. Like if your goal is to write like, a book or something, don't write only when you have inspiration. Turn up daily either way. Inspiration is not found. It's essentially to get inspiration, you need to find it. If you want to have more ideas to write, you need to write more. So if you turn up 1 hour every day to write, you will get more ideas than if you just wait for the ideas to come. So no matter what thing you're trying to achieve, it's better to turn up daily and look for that inspiration than wait for the inspiration to come. It's best to grind in secret. So what do I mean by that? I mean so there are kind of two arguments, right? One argument is share your goals with everyone. It'll keep you accountable, it'll make you really achieve your goal. But the other side of the argument is tell no one. Do it in secret. Like stop telling everyone about your goal. Partly because, you might abandon it. And so you'll tell everyone all these things and then you'll abandon it. But also because when we tell people our goal, we essentially get like a spike in dopamine. It feels good because we're essentially getting some of the reward of our goal without actually doing any work. Basically, if you tell someone your goal, it's like, oh yeah, it feels good. I'm getting validation for my goal, even though you haven't done anything. So it's better to just keep it to yourself, do the goal, and let the results speak for themselves. So, disappear from school for 3 months, build a bunch of muscle, and come back and surprise everyone with how jacked you are, for example. Visualize your goals every day. So before you go and do the thing, it's good to just take a minute to just visualize your end point, because that will just give you a free boost of motivation, because you'll know exactly why you're turning up today to do the work. If you visualize your fitness goals before you go to the gym, it'll get you much more motivated to push hard. Because what I learned is that if you imagine something in your mind, your body can't tell the difference between imagination and reality. So if you imagine a happy moment, you will just start to feel happy. So you may as well imagine the end moment of your goal, and you will start to feel the confidence, the results of that goal. Another bonus tip I learned is peak motivation times for working on our goals are 30 minutes after we wake up, 3 hours after we wake up, and 11 hours after we wake up. So these are the best times to do the work. I naturally find this as well. I naturally find in the afternoon, my motivation and my energy to do anything literally just disappears. I'm filming this video in the afternoon and I just was not motivated to do it at all. So it's better to do stuff 30 minutes, 3 hours, and 11 hours after waking. That's peak motivation time. And final thing I can say on this is the best part, honestly, about going on this period of just going hard. become obsessed. Become obsessed with whatever goal you're achieving. Like, excuse me. When I've got a fitness goal, like I've got a fitness goal for this holiday of like building 3 kilograms of muscle of this summer, because in Australia it's summer. And I love becoming obsessed with it. I love like planning every meal and thinking what I'm gonna eat and like learning about fitness in my spare time and like, getting so hyped for the gym and everything. Like becoming obsessed with the goal is the best part in my opinion. So the more obsessed you can become with it, the better like the grind will become. Like we're not doing this to reach some endpoint. We're doing it because we love the process, right? We love the process of like working on something daily. So enjoy the process, get obsessed. See you later.